How you doing? Yeah, good to see you.
Coach, good for the okay. The whole big conditioning part with the game maybe from yesterday. It's had a long session in the
gym, man. It was we typically, when we fly east, we go straight to the gym, and we were in the gym almost 3 hours yesterday. It was pretty cool to have that much time. Our guys just stayed after practice was over. They got shots. The setup there is conducive to, getting what you need with the weight room up there. So he was able to get a lot of work, and we got a lot of stuff in yesterday. So I don't want to talk too much about his case. You guys can ask him about it, but I think so many of the cases are different. Sometimes you can do more depending on the case you have. So when he stepped back on the court, he's probably been in better shape than most.
I don't want to read too much to the injury report, but it said Justin Jackson not with the team. So I'm trying to figure out what is that exactly?
Yeah, just not with us. I mean, it's a particular situation. I don't like talking about guys' individual situations when it comes to their personal stuff. So it's just a personal thing. We hope he's with us in Indy.
What is a follow-up in terms of, like, Coach Nurse was talking about Ayton and the matchup issue.
Yeah.
That is, he's got like some force skills, but obviously you guys want him to be that 5-man in the paint. How has that evolved with him being able to utilize the perimeter part of his game and blending it with being that force inside it? I know you guys like to fight for him to be.
He sacrificed a lot in our program to play the 5 spot. We know that DA can shoot the mid-range shot. He's gotten so much better with his handles and DHOs in certain situations. It really helped him in pick and rolls. When teams blitz Chris and Book, he's able to catch the ball and make plays now. So that part has helped us. And just because of the makeup of our team, we're typically a lot smaller than most. So he's had to play that role as a bigger guy. But, playing against these guys, you need bigger people, bigger players, athletes to match what they do. They've doubled DA a lot in the past. And so I'm sure he's, just based on the film, he's prepared for that.
And then last thing, Cam being out, Jalen, are you trying him at the 4?
It's a tough spot for him. It is. I mean, you're trying to, he's more comfortable at the 5 for sure. He's even talked about that with our coaches. But just, I think a lot of teams are dealing with that part of the season, and not just the NBA season, but the season of COVID, where you got so many guys in and out. Different players are playing in different spots just because they have to. And playing him at the 4 is not as comfortable for him. But in a game like this, where you have a team that has so many big, long, strong guys playing, the 4 spot when they probably are 5s on other teams, I think it could help Jalen tonight. And so we think this is a game where, him being the kind of player he is won't stand out as much. When Cam and Jay play the 4, it's a totally different look when Jalen plays the 4. And that's, something that, he's had to get used to when he transfers his skill set from the 5 to the 4.
I want to ask you quickly about Fred. He's obviously on a roll.
Yeah.
What do you see in his game, and do you think he's a guy worth the consideration for this?
Yeah, I feel like he's probably been the most consistent Raptor the past few years. I just remember the, game 7 up here when Kawhi hit the shot. It was really, in my eyes, when you watch the film and you look at the stat sheet, it was Fred and Serge who won the game. And it was strange. It was his offensive rebounding. He just kept getting possessions for them from that position. I've always seen him as a guy that figures out a way to dominate a game behind the scenes. Now, The last couple of years, he's dominating it front and center. And I'm not quite sure if there's anybody playing better than him in the East right now. And we've talked about it as a staff. I mean, he got left off last year. I thought it was not a slap in the face. It's just because there's not enough spots. But I'm sure he's in high consideration for an all-star bid this year, just based on how he's played all season long.
Do you see a little parallel between him and Chris, just as kind of a little bit underside guys who are going to get to the mid-range to open up other parts of the game?
He scores, I mean, on 3 levels. There are times where he's scoring at the basket. The thing about those guys, they've always been undersized, so they're used to it. His shooting has just gotten so much deeper as his career has progressed. So defensively, he's tough. And I just like his demeanor. He just goes about his business. Not a lot of flash. He just gets it done. Those are the guys that you spend a lot of time scouting against. He's certainly one of the guys that you know keeps you up at night when you watch the film and you look at why this team is playing the way they are right now. It's pretty much him. He's been the catalyst. And you look at Pascal's numbers have bumped up a ton the last couple of weeks, but Fred's been so consistent for this organization for a few years.
Cam plays through stuff. Did you notice him even getting hurt in the last game?
Yeah, I saw it. It was at the end, and just one of those freak things that happens. And it's all on me. I wish I wouldn't have had him in that position, period, at the end of the game. But we're grateful that it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And we're hopeful he'll be back. You know, he's day to day. We're hopeful he'll be back soon.
We'll finish with Cameron Fox on Zoom.
Hey, Monty, hope everything is going well. I got a non-basketball question for you, if you don't mind. You had a chance to check out what the Cardinals have done in making the playoffs. They were such a big supporter of you guys and your runs. A lot of guys went to the games and talked about wanting to capture what you guys did over the summer. You had a chance to watch, and then also, is it funny how Phoenix teams always have to go through LA in the playoffs at some point?
Well, I don't have the historical reference point of, you know, looking at the LA teams from that perspective as it relates to Phoenix teams trying to win a championship, but I have enjoyed watching the Cardinals just continue to get better. And even through adversity this year, getting off to a hot start and then running up against some obstacles and then doing everything that they needed to do to finish. Just happy for them. We've enjoyed when they come to our games. A few of the guys have come to the practice site, and I'm a football guy, so I enjoy the roster changes they've made. They've added so many veterans, and that certainly makes a difference. But they have a stud of a quarterback who's answered the call and continues to adjust to the different defenses he's seeing every week. I enjoy when he gets outside the pocket and is able to make those passes on the run. And I think, if I'm correct, he's been able to do it without Hopkins. Probably not as deadly as they would like to be without him, but I certainly enjoy watching him scramble around and make plays. And it's a sign of a really good team when you can continue to, you know, move along without one of your best players. I think Watt has been out as well. So I'm just excited for the city. I'm excited for them. And we certainly enjoy having them come to our games and come to the practice site. Those guys are always welcome to come to our place. Thank you. Thank you.